Tama. Yes. Good morning, class. How are you all today?
I'm doing fine, Miss Nancy.
Good, miss.
Same here, miss.
Okay, that's nice. It's always great to see your energy. So, today we're going to have a short discussion that connects with reading comprehension and vocabulary knowledge. And instead of doing a lecture, we'll use two strategies: think, pair, share, and active questioning to help us reflect and hear from each other. So, think, pair, share is a simple strategy where students first think quietly about a question and then pair up with a classmate to discuss their thoughts and finally share what they have talked about with the whole class. It helps everyone get a chance to think, talk, and be heard, especially those who are shy or need more time to process. Active questioning, on the other hand, is when teachers or even students ask thoughtful, open ended questions to encourage deeper thinking. It's not just about getting the right answer, but about making students think, reflect, and connect ideas. So, both strategies help create a better learning environment by encouraging participation and understanding. Before anything else, have you ever been reading something, maybe an article or even a textbook, and suddenly you realize or what you are reading about? Okay, yes. I've also experienced that as well. So that moment is exactly what we want to understand better today, especially how our vocabulary knowledge affects that kind of experience. So let's begin with a question. How do you think vocabulary knowledge affects a student's reading comprehension? Again, how do you think vocabulary knowledge affects a student's reading comprehension? Please take your time to think about your answer. You don't need to share it yet. Just gather your thoughts. Okay, now let's move to the pair part. Christy and Trisha, you'll pair up, and then Christian and Giselle. Are you okay with your partners?
Yes,
Yes,
miss.
Please
me.
make use of our action. Yes, okay, thank you. So you can unmute and casually share what you thought about that question. Take turns, and I'll give you time to share. But since this is online now, and I understand that some of us have a bad connection, internet connection, you can actually make use of our in-call messages or even communicate with your partner through online, like maybe Messenger. You can use Okay, so let's begin. Share your ideas with your classmates. Okay, I guess some of you are using Messenger to communicate with your partner. That's nice. I'll give you time at 6. 8:45 a.m. Okay, one more minute to go. Take your time, class. Okay, so let's start with the sharing with the whole class now. Christy or Trisha, could one of you summarize what you have discussed?
Okay. Um. Good morning, Miss.
Good
So,
morning.
um, we both agree that having strong vocabulary knowledge really supports comprehension, and without it, you lose track of what you're reading, even if you read, even if you're reading fluently.
Okay, thanks, Trisha. Christian or Chisa, can one of you share your ideas?
So, good morning, Miss. So, we said the same thing. Vocabulary kind of works like a map, it guides you through the meaning.
Mm,
And if you don't know the terms, you'll get lost, Miss. Thank you.
okay, thank you. That's a great way to put it. Let's go deeper. So here's another question for all of you. Which do you think affects reading comprehension more? Poor vocabulary or poor reading habits? Why? Again, which do you think affects reading comprehension more? Poor vocabulary or poor reading habits? Why? Christian, you want to start?
Okay, so, I'd say poor vocabulary, Miss. Even if someone reads regularly and if they don't understand the words they're reading, they'll still struggle to make sense of the text, Miss.
Okay, that's interesting. So, anyone agree or have a different opinion? Anyone? Okay, Miss Trisha, unmute yourself.
So, I agree, but I think reading habits also matters. Someone who practices reading more often tends to develop a better vocabulary, so they kind of go hand in hand.
Okay, that's a great point. So, let me ask one more question. Kaya pa ninyo, what do you personally do when you encounter unfamiliar words while reading? Again, what do you personally do when you encounter unfamiliar words while reading? Christy?
So I
I
usually
guess
stop
she still
miss.
have a bad connection. Okay, continue.
Okay, so I usually stop miss and try to guess the meaning based on context. If I still don't get it,
Mhm.
I look it up. And I find that writing it down also helps me remember it better. Thank you.
Okay. One more. Thank you, Miss Christy.
Same here, Miss. Same here, Miss. Hello. Good morning. I also reread a sentence with a new word after I understand it, so I can see how it fits in the context.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing, everyone. So, to wrap it up, it's clear that vocabulary knowledge and reading comprehension are closely connected. The more words you understand, the more confident you become in grasping complex text. But it also takes effort, of course. Strategies like rereading, guessing from context, and developing consistent reading habits make a huge difference. That ends our discussion for today. Great job, class. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in our next discussion. for your participation.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Bye. You may now leave the meet.